So, 1 year of ownership of my 2015 Mustang GT. How has it been so far? Overall, owning it has been great. I love this car. I love the few mods that I've done to it. Brad Schumann did the exhaust for me. It's just a muffler delete. I love it. I think it sounds great. The only downfall is it's got a decent amount of drone in between 60 and 65 when you're in 6th gear. But you can go to 5th, and then once you get past that, it's fine. So that's the only issue with the exhaust. And then the other modification I've done was the iBox Sportline lowering springs. I did do 1-inch spacers and some black lug nuts at the same time of doing that, and I think it made the car look way better. It handles really well now. It feels really tight around corners. It feels really confident in all the corners now. Not that it didn't before, but now it just feels even more confident. Now, I will warn you, if you have the Performance Pack wheels and you decide to do spacers, 20 millimeter do not work. You'll have to either grind down your stock wheel studs or just put new wheel studs in. Your wheel will bottom out, just barely bottom out on that, and then you'll get a wobble and it'll be terrifying, which it was for me. So, ended up going 1-inch spacers instead of 20 millimeter. I was so worried about the tires rubbing because I have a little bit wider tire in the rear. There was no issue with that. Now, as far as ownership goes, I have had a few honestly, just one mechanical issue with the car, and that was an oil leak from the valve cover. And basically, that was leaking down onto the oil filter, and it really kind of threw me through a loop there because I thought it was the oil filter leaking, and it wasn't. It was, in fact, the valve cover. So that was a little bit of a frustration, but thankfully Ford was awesome. It was under my 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty, and it was fixed. So that's taken care of now. No more oil leak, which is good. And I guess that valve cover issue is a common issue. The bolts seem to back out, and then you end up... they said my gasket was bad too, so they went ahead and replaced the gasket too. But I guess it's a common issue in the 2nd-gen Coyotes. So that's the only issue I've had. The transmission has been fine. Clutch has been fine. Everything still works perfectly fine. In the winter, however, this car sucks. Not only just like driving on snowy roads and these type of tires I have, it's this seal right here. When it freezes, it really sucks because the window won't go down just a smidge, and then when you go to shut your door, it won't close all the way. It's very annoying. So this car is not good for winter, which is making me debate this winter. I was thinking I was going to try to get some snow tires for it and just power through, but I'm thinking the cost of new snow tires will be about the cost of a cheap beater that I could just drive back and forth to work and then do fun things with later, trying to blow it up. That might happen. So stay tuned for that. That would be a lot of fun. But overall ownership has been fine. The fuel mileage sucks just because of my driving habits in it. I only average, it's telling me right now, 16.4. And the funny thing is that's gone up since lowering the car. I'm going to, argue that lowering did it because I have less drag with the car sitting lower now. When I first put the lowering springs on, they felt really, really similar to stock suspension. But now that the suspension has settled, they are a little bit tighter for like bigger bumps, but they're just as floaty as stock over like bigger, heavier bumps, it's kind of weird, which I'm sure somebody who understands suspension way better than me can explain that to me, but I'm not a know-it-all and never will claim to be. But I think I could do some fine-tuning stuff to the suspension to make it ride and perform a little bit better. Other little weird issues that I've had with the car. It's been kind of a bad luck car. When I first bought it, I put brand new tires on it, ate through the rear tires very, very quickly because the car was way out of alignment. And I had no idea because the car would track straight, letting go of the wheel, would stay dead straight. It was very, very weird. I don't know how it did that. When you looked at the alignment sheet, my back right rear was cambered out or had positive camber, and then was towed in real bad. So I don't know how the car didn't drive like this, like crooked. It was so bad that I literally tore through a set of tires in like 4,000 miles. It was bad. So that kind of led me to buy the Indy 500 tires from Firestone, the Firehawk Indy 500s. So far, I've really liked them. They've held up really well. It's tough for me to compare because those Pirellis, I don't know if the poor grip was due to the poor alignment that was on this car. But so far, I think they grip a little bit better than those Pirellis did. And they've lasted longer, obviously, because I got the alignment straightened out. So, would I change anything about the car? Yes, I would change the color. I love how this color looks when it's clean, but dear Lord, is it hard to keep clean, this black. And this is probably one of the nicest cars I've ever owned. It might be the nicest car I've ever owned. So I want it to look good. I want it to always look nice, and that's so difficult with this black. So if anything were to happen to this car, catastrophic, like total it, anything like that, I wouldn't buy black again. I would either go the graphite metallic color, that gray, or a blue. Something that I think the silver, the gray would hide dirt a lot better. So I think I would go that route, which I hate saying that because I like to keep my car clean no matter what. Not that like hiding dirt is a bad thing, but it's just, it's the truth. So I love this car. Plans wise, probably just do intake and a tune for power right now for next season, and then I'd like to get wheels. I'd love the Project 6 GR 5-spoke wheels. I'd love to get those in the gloss black. I think it would really look good on the car. I'm really debating on spoilers. If you guys have any ideas of what would look really good on this car, let me know down in the comments. I like the GT350 spoiler. I think that looks really good. I like the Roush spoiler, and I kind of want it to have a little bit of aggressive look, but yet not too much. I think the MVD or MMVD, whatever it's called, the most popular wing that guys are putting on these, I think that looks cool, but it's a little too aggressive. Like when I first bought the car, I was like, that's what I'm getting, that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm kind of backing off of that a little bit. I want to get the windows tinted and just keep it going. Just minor little tweaks here and there, and then maybe someday boost. I would love to have boost. But it seems like to get decent boost, it's a minimum of $10,000. So that's going to take a lot to get to that point. Unless you guys just watch my videos over and over and over again, then maybe. So thank you so much for your support. Really happy with this car so far. If you're watching this video because you're looking to buy a Mustang, wondering what the ownership is like, it's a pretty good, pleasurable experience. The power never really gets old. You just end up wanting more, and then you'll ride in one that's boosted, and then you want boost, and it's just kind of the nature of the beast. But if you're looking for them, ask about the valve cover if they've had an issue with that, because if they haven't, it's probably going to happen. I'm just saying, it seems to be that common. And then just enjoy it. That's what I've done so far. I really, really love this car. It's a lot of fun. The paint is really soft. The hips tend to get chips on them. It's just, I've kind of come to the point where it's like I would get super bothered by things like that, but if I stay in that mode, then I'm never going to enjoy driving it, and I don't want that to be the case. I want to get out there and I want to drive this car. I want to take it down curvy roads that might be a little bit dirty and really enjoy it, and not be so worried about how my car looks afterwards. It's more about the experience, more about the fun of the car. I bought this car because it's a V8 rear-wheel drive, independent rear suspension. That's why I bought this car. I bought it to drive, and I'm going to continue to do that. And I want to thank you so much for all your support. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We like to do auto review, just new car reviews, modified car reviews, and we do. We have a podcast as well. Please check that out. Everything is under Carguments. Find us on Instagram. Get involved, and thanks for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome day.